Hello, all you beautiful people in the universe. My name is Kellen Schult. I am from the Naugatuck Valley of Connecticut in the United States, and I'm an artist for team theater. It depends on when you ask me because the answer changes all the time, but for right now, the answer is Grigory Stepanovich Smirnov and the Bear. It's because it was the culmination of all the work and all the passion I had put into my scene study class in Stella Adler. It was the first time that I could look back on it with satisfaction and happiness and pride in the work that I did. I am a notorious perfectionist in the work I do. I put way too much pressure on myself because I feel that my work can and should be better, which is both a positive and a negative thing. Positive because I can get better, and negative because it's never enough. I went from being anxious and nervous to play to becoming comfortable and confident and believing the truth of the circumstances in that world, in that scene that we did. I had an amazing scene partner to work with. I can bring this work ethic into all the characters I play going forward. As long as I keep that awareness, as long as I keep in mind that this is okay, that I am okay. And I owe Smirnov a great debt for that. He may be a jerk, but he means well. The ritual is a very mental one. It's not going to be something that people see me doing like right before a show, unless it's a musical or a show that requires a lot of movement, in which case I'll be stretching here and there, doing a lot of onomatopoeias, what did the do to die today, and so forth. My ritual is I have a meeting with a character I'm playing, or characters I'm playing. I have a mental conversation with them. I see how they're feeling, I see how I'm feeling, and we talk about our lives. We talk about how we're doing, what we're looking forward to, what's our plan going forward. And there have been interesting conversations, and sometimes when you're playing multiple characters, you get a little personality glitches here and there, so maybe it's not the most recommended thing, but it's been something that's helped me keep relaxed and comfortable, and by the time it's showtime, I am in a state of okay, I'm ready, which for me is probably the best place to be, because then I am relaxed and aware and ready for anything. Come bring it. Let me set the scene. It's the Warner Theater in Torrington, Connecticut. Shout out to Warner Theater in Torrington. It can fit up to 1,600 people. We have about 1,300 people in this audience for our show of The Beauty and the Beast. I am playing Monsieur Dark, a character who is a jerk and is taking Belle's father away to an insane asylum. In the midst of this, Gaston has a private scene with Belle that is being watched. Gaston forces himself on Belle. Belle slaps Gaston. Scene goes off without a hitch. You can hear a pin drop in this audience of 1,300. From that deafening silence, you hear a voice. You go, Belle! Entire audience bursts into laughter and thunderous applause for 45 seconds. Actors are trying to keep it together on stage, and even I, as Monsieur Dark, as all this is going on, looks back and forth and goes, yeah, you go, Belle. This is kind of a doozy. In the first show I was being paid for acting, I had a quick change from as one character to another character. And about 4 weeks into this run, for some reason, the apron from the last character did not want to come off, and I had a tough time trying to get into the other character. I had maybe about 30 seconds to do so. And by the time I was quickly getting it off, I was having other malfunctions, trying to make sure I had my pants on and everything else. The actor who was calling for me was wondering where I am, and he goes off stage and pulls me on stage while I'm like, no, don't do that, please don't! I was so scared I was going to get fired. Looking back on it, I'm like, oh dear God, I don't even know if they'll remember this, but we did the scene, it was fine, I was so embarrassed. And looking back on it, I can just be like, well, thank God at least my zipper was up. This is gonna feel like a cop-out. The role I would like to play in the future is the role that I have yet to play. And what I mean by that is there are so many characters, there are so many roles to play in this world, in plays, in musicals, in film, in TV, and anything that you can think of that has a role that I can find a challenge in and that I want to bring to life and hopefully bring to people who maybe have never heard of something like, I don't know, Harry Potter, Dear Evan Hansen, Lord of the Rings, you name it. Maybe it'll be the first time someone's ever heard of it. I'd like to originate a role. I would like to create roles, and I'm thankful that I've had the opportunity to do that in shows that people will never see or hear of, like in murder mysteries, but to do it on a grand scale. And maybe it will happen someday. We'll see. Well, to that I say, what's a personal life? No, I'm kidding. I've always just found satisfaction in work and just putting as much work as possible as I can. I am notoriously lazy sometimes and don't always get a lot done, but when I do, I put my all into it. And in theater, there is so many wonderful, beautiful, phenomenal, talented people, artists, dancers, singers, actors, you name it. So what I basically did was I just made theater my work and my personal life. All my friends are involved in theater in some way, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't be afraid to receive the same kind of love that you give to all the work you do and to all the friends you have. I am still learning that as I go. I played the clarinet and saxophone in high school, and technically still can, though I'm out of practice. And in high school, I got to march with my high school marching band in London's New Year's Day parade in 2004. That was pretty spiffy, and also the only time I've ever been to London. Need to go back someday. I thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I thank you for supporting Team Theater. They are wonderful, beautiful people. And theater may be going through an interesting time right now, but we're gonna make it through it. We don't know how, and we don't know how strong we'll be, but art has survived very, very dark times, and this one will be no different. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and thank you for being you.